What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bringing guys a brand new video. We're gonna be doing a mid-fade on my boy, so stay tuned. We're gonna be starting off by creating our first guideline with our gold FX contouring to his head shape. Now that we're done bonding them out, we can move on to our 3 guard all the way open and debulk the sides. As you guys can see, I'm going to use my comb to feed the hair into the clipper as much as possible. Moving on to our clipper over comb method, we're going to use our horizontal cuts to debulk and our vertical cuts to blend. Using this method is going to help us create our silhouette and build a nice fade. Now that we're done debulking the sides and building our silhouette, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. You want to make this guideline around 1 inch thick so you can spread the blend. Now that we're done setting in that guideline, we can slightly close the lever midway and all the way close and attack that initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to our 1 guard all the way open and create our third guideline. We're going to use this same guard and its lever to soften up this line to get ready for the half guard. Now that we're done softening up the line with our 1 guard, we can move on to our half guard and use its corners and its lever to erase the line completely. Don't be afraid to stretch the skin or move the ear out of the way with your opposite hand. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to show some extra support, go ahead and leave a follow down below on Instagram. Just a reminder, for extra content, go ahead and join the membership down below. Now that we're done with our lower guards, we can move on to our 2 guard all the way open and create our 4th guideline. Now that we're done softening up this line with the 2 guard, we're then going to move on to the 1.5 guard and erase the line completely. Sometimes the line is still faint, so switching over to your 1 guard all the way open and using its corners will definitely help. Here we're detailing with our no guard all the way open, making sure everything's nice and neat. Moving on to our 3 guard all the way open, we're going to continue to debulk the sides and use our comb to feed the hair into the clipper. Going back to our 2 guard all the way open, we're going to go right underneath the 3 guard all the way open and make sure we debulk and blend it together. Now I'm making sure I'm going back to my 1.5 guard all the way open, and I go over to the 2 guard all the way open. As you guys can see, I'm continuing to use my clipper over comb method to debulk the sides and also blend into the top. Using my 1 guard all the way open, we're going to use the corners of the blade to detail as much as possible. This is going to help us connect the half guard all the way to the 1 guard all the way open. Moving on to the back, we're going to make sure we start off with our no guard all the way open and make our guideline around 1 inch thick. You want to make your guideline around 1 inch thick so you can spread the blend. Also, using your lever midway and all the way closed and attacking that initial guideline will definitely help. Moving on to our 3rd guideline, we're then going to use the 1 guard all the way open, and we're going to use the lever to soften up this line, attacking the middle guideline. Softening up the line with the lever is also going to help us get ready for our half guard. Since we are right on top of the pivotal bone, so you want to make sure you spend more time here and detail as much as possible. As you guys can see, we're faintly erasing the line with our half guard. Now that we're done using our lower guards, we can move on to our 2 guard all the way open and create our 4th guideline. As you guys can see, I'm using comb to feed the hair into the clipper. Now that we're done softening up the line with the 2 guard and its lever, we can then move on to our 1.5 guard and erase the line completely. Again, sometimes there's still a faint line after using your 1.5 guard, so switching over to your 1 guard all the way open and using its corners will definitely help. Moving on to our 3 guard all the way open, we're going to flick out as much as we can and also use our comb to feed the hair into the clipper. I'm also going with the grain with the 3 guard all the way open and the 4 guard all the way open just so I can debulk. Moving on to our clipper over comb method, we're going to use our horizontal cuts to debulk and our vertical cuts to blend. If the hair is a little bit hard to pick up, you could saturate a little bit and it would make the hair a little bit heavier, so it's easier to lift with your comb. I started using my thinning shears around the edges just so I could thin up the hair. Moving on to our 4 guard all the way open, we're going to flick out as much as possible and go near the silhouette where we went with the 3 guard. Moving on to the front line, we're going to make sure we comb down his baby hairs before we line him up completely. Now that we're done laying down his hair, we're going to pin up the hair that's not connected to his hairline. And then we're also going to spray a little bit of hairspray so that the baby hairs don't fly away. The two hairspray brands that I use to lay down hair and also for product is Tresemme or Suave. You always want to use a blow dryer to drop the hair, because if you don't and you start lining them up after spraying them down, the hair is going to be a little bit wet and saturated. Now that the hair is dry and crispy, we can start off at the middle and work our way to the sides using our Gold FX. I'm also going slow as possible, making sure that the hair feeds into the teeth of the trimmer, because if not, then the hair is going to shift and then you won't line them up properly. Now we're going to connect it to the right side. He does have a little bit of a wheels peak, so we're making sure we erase that and we're connecting it smoothly. I'm making sure not to take too deep, and I'm keeping the corners as natural as possible. Moving on to the C cup, I always start off at the bottom and work my way to the top arch. This lowers the likelihood of you taking it too high. Make sure to detail as much as possible, but don't press too hard with the corners of the blade because you could cut them. Now that we're done lining them up, we're going to move on to the sideburns, and we'll use our no guard all the way open to begin to blend, and then use our one guard all the way open to begin to debulk and blend into the dark side of the beard. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to show some extra support, go ahead and leave a follow down below on Instagram. Just a reminder, for extra content, go ahead and join the membership down below. Moving on to the bottom of the beard, we're going to start off at the middle and work our way to the sides using the Gold FX. We're also going to go slow enough that the hair feeds into the teeth of the trimmer, because he does have curly hair, so we want to make sure that the hair is not shifting and we line them up properly. Now that we're done detailing the beard, we can move on to our Turkish razor and Derby Premium blades and make them as crispy as possible. But before we do that, we're going to apply some shave gel so that the blade can glide better. Remember to always keep your razor at a 45-degree angle and always stretch the skin with your opposite hand. What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bringing you guys a brand new video. We're gonna be doing a mid-taper on my boy, so stay tuned. As you guys can see, this is gonna be a big transformation. He wanted to cut the top, so we're gonna go with the grain with the 2 guard all the way closed, and we're gonna make sure all the hair is nice and laid down. When you're cutting down super curly hair, you want to make sure you take out piece by piece. This will lower the likelihood of you pulling the hair with your guard. Now that we're done cutting down the top, we can move on to the back taper and start off with our GOAT FX. We're going to create our first guideline contouring to his neck shape. Now that we're done bonding them out, we're going to move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. You want to make this guideline around 1 inch thick so you can spread the blend. Once you're done setting that guideline with the no guard all the way open, you want to slightly close the lever midway and all the way close and attack that initial guideline at the bottom. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to our 1 guard all the way open and create our third guideline. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to show some extra support, go ahead and leave a follow down below on the Instagram. If you're looking for private sessions and one-on-one mentorship on cutting hair and investing, join the Tonsorial Arts membership down below. Now that we're done setting in our guideline and softening up the line with the 1 guard and its lever, we can move on to our half guard and erase the line completely. Now that we're done with our lower guards, we can move on to our 1.5 guard, and we're going to go right above the 1 guard all the way open like if it was a 2. As you guys can see, I'm also going with the grain with the 1.5 guard all the way open. It is equivalent to a 2 guard all the way closed. Now that we're done blending with our 1.5 guard, we're going to go back to our 1 guard all the way open and detail as much as possible with the corners of the blade. Using the comb with your opposite hand, you want to make sure you comb down the hair and lay it down properly before you cut it with your clippers. Now using our 2 guard all the way closed, we're going to go ahead and go with the grain with the hair and against the grain with the 2 guard all the way open. Now that we're done debulking the top and blending the back, we can move on to the side taper and start off with our Gold FX, creating our first guideline. Since we already have our trimmers out, before we resume with the side taper, we're going to go ahead and line up the back of the beard. Now that we're done lining up the ear area, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and continue the side taper. This is going to create our second guideline right above the bald line we made with our Gold FX. Using the lever midway and all the way closed, you're going to go ahead and attack that initial guideline you created with your Gold FX. Now that we're done erasing our guideline with the no guard all the way open, we can move on to our 1 guard all the way open and create our third guideline. This guideline is going to help us blend into the no guard all the way open and the 2 guard on top. As you guys can see, I'm going with the grain with the 1 guard all the way open, and I'm using the corners to make sure the hair is nice and laid down. Now that we're done with our 1 guard all the way open, we can move on to our 1.5 guard all the way open, and this is equivalent to a 2 guard all the way closed. When cutting curly hair, you always want to make sure you use your comb or brush to lay down the hair, especially when you're stroking with the guards. Now we're going to do some detailing with our previous guards, like the 1 guard all the way open and the half guard all the way open. Again, we're detailing with our previous guards. As you guys can see, this is the half guard all the way open. Now that we're done detailing the side taper, we can move on to the front line and use our Gold FX to make it as crispy as possible. I usually start off at the middle and work my way to the sides, especially when I'm cutting curly hair. You always want to make sure you go slow enough that the hair feeds into the teeth of the trimmer, because if not, the hair's going to shift and then you won't line them up properly. You also want to make sure you're not pressing too hard, because you could cut them with the teeth of the trimmer if you press too many times on the same spot with a hard enough pressure. Now we're gonna move on to the C-cups, and I always like starting off at the bottom and working my way to the top arch. It usually leaves a lot more hair, especially when you're using the corners of the blade. As you guys can see, we're going to go over to the left side and match it up as much as possible, especially near the corners and the C-cup area. You always want to go back and forth and make sure they're nice and even. If you're having trouble lining up curly hair, you can use your Tresemme hairspray or Suave hairspray to hold down the hair and make it a little bit more solid. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to show some extra support, go ahead and leave a follow down below on the Instagram. If you're looking for private sessions and one-on-one mentorship on cutting hair and investing, join the Tonsorial Arts membership down below. Now that we're done lining up the mustache, we're going to go ahead and use a foil shaver to attack his face and make sure all the stubble is removed.